Sports. We are talking about the NBA and NHL finals. I'm my friend Marcus Kapoor here to break down the NBA finals. Then he will leave, and I will break down Panthers Oilers. But first, what's up, Marcus? How you been?
Pete, I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I'm excited for this final. This is going to be a really good matchup. I'm very
As far
excited.
as these playoffs been for NHL and NBA, they've been pretty damn good. NHL especially has been catching my eye, so I'm gonna have to need you to maybe carry some of the load as far as the Pacers go.
Yeah.
So first thing I want to touch on is Tyrese Halliburton. I've been texting you and slightly trolling.
We've been arguing
'Cause
about this guy for sure.
I don't love Tyrese Halliburton.
You're a
Something
hater.
about him, just don't love him. Don't love the way he plays. I don't think he's the best scorer. I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he gets into games. I don't think he takes control of those games. But what do you think? I know
So
you're a
I
big
say, I say
Hallie guy.
he is maybe not a superstar, but he definitely is a star. You can't argue that. He is his ability to score is I mean elite. So the Knicks basically had McCall Bridges giving him a hug every possession and let him score. And even when he was taking it up, he was dispersing it. I think he had above 10 assists in almost every game. So he's passing the ball at an elite rate. I mean, he's very good at that. You don't need to be scoring all the time to be a good scorer. And then when they do give it to him, like go back to game one, he was dispersing the ball well. I think it was Naismith who had all those threes. He had 6 threes in
Yeah.
game one. He was dispersing it well to him, and then I mean, at the end of the game, he took the ball into his own hands for that last shot and took it himself. So he's the leader of this team. It's a very good team. They have very good players. I think the Knicks were personally a little better, but Halliburton was one of the factors. He elevated in the playoffs. He elevated this team over the Knicks because I think the Knicks, based off roster alone, should have beat them.
I definitely agree with that, but with Halliburton, it's just like in that closeout game, like he wasn't the Pacers' best player. That was Pascal Siakam.
Definitely Siakam. Yeah, Siakam is excellent as well. I mean, he also has
And
more playoff experience and talk.
yeah, but with Halliburton, like I texted you, he didn't really start getting into it until like the late third, fourth quarter when the game was already over. Besides that, he was pretty inefficient and wasn't making the baskets. And I don't know how he's gonna handle the Thunder. I just don't think he's gonna be able to
Efficiency
produce.
efficiency isn't just mattered by like how he shoot. He wasn't shooting that well at the start of the game, but that's fine. So he knew he wasn't shooting well, and he was working on getting the ball to the big guys. He's working on getting it to Turner in the corner. Turner's been very good in the corner. I've
Yes,
just noticed that he's a big man, but he's almost automatic from that corner three. And then he's been getting the ball to Siakam in the paint, and then getting the ball to his wings and Nemhard and Naismith. And they've
I,
all been playing very well. They mean
I mean,
he's the glue that holds the team together.
I just don't see a world where the Pacers can match up. I mean, Halliburton's sure he can score a little bit, but if you go really think about it, I mean, there's no really matchup. Like as we
I don't think
just
they win
kind of
in
went
any
over,
comparison.
but like the Thunder have this great run going, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're the one seed. They're a damn young team. We'll talk about could this be a dynasty because just how young they are, but their defense is something I'm really impressed with. They run their little defensive schemes and then they do it well. They suffocate you and make you not make the buckets. And I just don't know, is Halliburton going to be able to exploit something out of that defense?
Well, I mean, the Knicks have an excellent defense. They have obviously Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson leading the way. Josh Hart, he's a dog. I don't like the Knicks. I love Josh Hart, and I love Mitchell Robinson too. Mitchell Robinson was, if I think if the Knicks won, Mitchell Robinson would have been the most important part of that series
Yeah.
because they had nobody to go to size up on him, but they got away past it. And I also want to not discredit the Pacers defense. The Pacers have an excellent defense. They
Yeah.
made Jalen Brunson feel uncomfortable all series with Naismith right on him. I mean, you could see he's the clutch player of the year, and they had so much pressure on him. Like at the end of game one, he missed that
Such a
would have
stupid
been a game winning
award.
shot. He was not playing that well all series. I mean, he was averaging 30, but he could have been playing better. He could have been shooting better. He was rattled
Yeah.
by, and especially that press in game six. He couldn't handle the press in the first half.
No.
I
No.
think the Pacers they could do something like that to Shea. I just don't know who would guard Shea. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a 6'10", and plays point guard. Maybe if Hallie guard him, I don't think Hallie's good enough on defense to guard him. I don't know who would guard. Maybe Miles Turner, but he's not fast enough. He doesn't have those guard and
I
wing
just
like
don't.
abilities.
And then, but like back to the Thunder defense, it's like Halliburton's good. I won't say great because I'm not a Halliburton guy. You probably would,
I love him.
but like this Thunder team plays like borderline suffocating defense. And is Halliburton good enough to disrupt that? Or is it going to have to be someone that they don't anticipate, like Andrew Nimhard, who I personally love? Something about Andrew Nimhard I like a lot. I think he's underrated. I think he can score the ball. I think he's just a great overall player, but is he going to be able to be like the X factor? I don't think so.
I don't think either of those wings, Nembhard and Naismith, those are the two wings for the Pacers that have been playing
Yeah,
really good. I don't think either of them can step up. Obviously, an Obi Toppin coming in, but Obi Toppin, who's the other guy? Who's 0-0? I
it
can't remember his
was.
name.
Oh,
I can't remember his name, but he was the 0-0
yeah,
guy.
fine.
They were coming in, they were causing some chaos, but they're not good enough to be a key in the finals. The key in the
No.
finals is going to be Siakam or it's going to be Halliburton again. And I don't think either of them are going to be good enough to win the series. Here's some stats I figured out. In the first two games of every series this year, the Pacers have won both of those, including 2-1s in New York and in Cleveland. Very hostile environments. I think they could sneak one out in the first two. And if we're going to go over the full predictions right now, we can. Or do you want to wait for a little longer?
We can keep talking. There's a lot to discuss into this.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Um, just real quick, but like the way the Pacers play is very different in my eyes from where kind of the way the Thunder play.
For
The
sure, yeah,
Thunder
yeah.
can adjust. I feel like the Pacers need to make you play, I guess, their pace. I
Very,
guess.
yeah,
You know what
very
I mean?
fast.
Like
I get it. Yeah.
the Pacers go at you and say, "Yo, you're gonna have to adjust to us." The Thunder say, "You can play however you want. We're gonna get the fouls at the right time. We're gonna get the generational whistles Shea has. We're gonna do this and that, and we're gonna just adjust to you. We're gonna beat you by playing your way."
Mhm. I mean, I think it's gonna be a very fast-paced series because the Pacers play fast and the Thunder obviously adjust. I think a lot of the series is gonna be Shea taking the screen
Yeah,
from maybe someone like Chet Holmgren or Lou Dort going downhill and driving to the rim and trying to get a call. I think that's gonna be the majority of the series. I wouldn't be surprised if Shea averages 35-ish, as well as maybe 20, not 20, but a lot of free throw attempts a game. He's going to get a lot of free throws every game. And I
yeah.
think that you're going to expect that. And I don't think the Pacers are going to be just good enough to get past their defense and keep that pace going. I think Thunder should win.
Yeah, Thunder I think are gonna win, but I mean, the Thunder are good and they're young. So before we really start kind of wrapping it up, we're gonna still talk for a little bit. But this Thunder team is very young. Chet Holmgren's probably the worst he'll be for a
Hmm.
while.
Hmm.
Same thing with J Dub, and then Shea could even get better somehow. You know what I mean? Like he could still
Yeah,
develop
they're
some
they're
parts
all
of the
young.
game. So the question is this going to turn into a dynasty? I get the West is competitive at times,
Hmm.
but I mean you see the Thunder team be so good and so cohesive right now, and have got young guys like Chet, Shea, J Dub. The rookies this year, I forget their names, but they've been okay in the minutes that they played. They draft well. They have all these draft picks they can trade. Like if it
In
wasn't
the
for
draft, they've been exceptional in the draft. I just want to talk about that the last couple of years. I
yeah,
mean, they didn't get Shea from the draft. They got Chet Holmgren from the draft. They got close to Jalen Williams from the draft. So this is just in the past, I think, 2 or 3 years. I mean,
yeah,
they've just been elite drafting players, and they've turned all those players into pivotal pieces of this team.
yeah,
And I think,
and they have so many other draft picks.
hmm hmm
They have so many. They almost had the Sixers top 7 pick if we would have lost it, and that would have broke my heart.
yeah,
Like they just got so many picks that say they don't want to use them all. They could go make a big trade. If it wasn't for like the aprons and all those stupid cap rules, they'd be like the front runner for Giannis if he wanted out. Like it would be them and the Spurs. Like
and the Celtics. I mean,
yeah,
I think the Celtics are gonna have to get rid of one of Porzingis. I think Porzingis is who they get rid of next because they're gonna want to keep on to Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, of course. But I
yeah.
mean, the
That's
Celtics are a
that.
very good
Well,
team as well.
but the point is, they're going to be good for a while. So I
Hmm.
saw a thing on from part of my take Barstool podcast where they said this might be the worst Thunder team of their dynasty run.
I don't know, but I think they're gonna have to trade away one of those big pieces in
Just
Williams,
cap wise,
Holmgren,
they might
and
have
Shea.
to.
Yeah, they're not gonna be able to afford in the next couple of years to keep Holmgren, Williams, and Shea. I think they're gonna have to trade one of them
However,
or let
they
them walk
very
in free
well
agency.
could be.
if they decide to take pay cuts, I mean, if they be more selfish, this is going to be a team that could run the league for the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, they have the
But
talent, of course, and they have the picks coming in the future.
it is, but like it could be just because the picks, you don't know who
Hmm.
they're gonna pick.
Hmm.
These guys are kind of still developing. They still have young players on the roster now. They have a great GM in Sam Presti. I think correct. That's his name.
Amazing. Yeah, that's him, I think.
Um,
I
but
also
yeah,
want to
I
talk
mean they're
about
just so good, and they're gonna be good for a while.
the previous decade. They've been very good. They've been one of the best teams at taking in talent. I mean, I think they've had. Did Paul George win MVP?
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
think
if he
so.
did, but I
I
mean,
think if you might be thinking of Russ. I know Russ did,
yeah, you've had three MVPs other than that. You had KD and Russ win in there, and then you developed James Harden, who won an
and then who
MVP
went on to be James
in
Harden. Yeah,
Houston. Yeah, but I mean, James Harden's still playing at a good level. He kind of really skipped that elite level in Philly and carried
yeah.
it back on in LA. But I mean, they
It
develop
wasn't
really
bad
good
for us.
players. I don't know about maintaining them. They might have a situation where they have to get rid of Shea because I wouldn't be as surprised if they got rid of Shea as they have gotten rid of Russ and KD. But that was more of a leave, you know. But
Yeah, yeah. That was a
if
little bit of.
if Shea stays, I think this is going to be one of the best teams in the NBA
Oh
for
yeah. I
years to
mean,
come. 4 years to come.
speaking of Shea, what do you think of Shea? Like I talk, like my dad isn't the best basketball knowledge guy. He's more of a hockey guy. Our whole family is more of a hockey
Hmm.
family.
Hmm.
I
Big
know,
D.
I know basketball. I watch all the sports. I like Shea. I think he can score. I think he's still getting there on the defensive side. He can play a little bit.
I think
Eh,
he's likable as a person. He's kind of
their
likable
whole
as a
team is
player.
basically an AAU team too. We forgot
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about how stupid they are, but you know.
It's. I mean, I just can't. When he lines up for a shot and then he has a guy touch his stomach, he does that. It's really bad for the
I
game.
mean,
I
this is
mean,
one of the
it's
few
it's harm to the
finals.
game. It's what James Harden did, and
Yeah,
I hated when James Harden would do that. I hate when he does. It just makes me. It's just bad for the sport overall. You know.
I don't blame him. This is the confusion a
Well, I'm
lot of
gonna blame
people.
James Harden and LeBron James for starting this whole flop
But
thing.
also, here's the confusion a lot of people have. They go and hate Shea when the rules are a little bit of BS.
Hmm.
I think it's more on the NBA and not really having a fine line of when to blow the whistle, when to not.
It's
The
on the
refs are
refs. The refs have to be. They have
the
to be
refs
stricter.
are
You have to be
also
able to.
very variable from game to game, series to series. So they don't really have like one concrete way when to blow the whistle, when to not look for
Mhm.
flops and not. It's
Yeah,
just I blame the NBA more than I blame Shea.
because the rules are in place. I mean, that's what Joel Embiid did the last couple of years. That's what James Harden and LeBron did in the 2010s. Players are going to do that to get more free throws, but
Yeah,
the league has nothing to do to stop it. I mean, they tried to. I think there's a foul on flopping, but they don't call
they don't
that.
ever call that.
I've never seen it called in game. I don't think.
I think I've seen it called like a few times, but here's what the NBA does, and it's another thing. We're getting off the finals, talking about how bad this league can be. They'll institute a new rule like that. What was it? Rule they instituted a couple years ago. Oh yeah, it was a flopping rule where I remember they called Harden on it a few times. They called Embiid on it once
Called Chris Paul on it.
early
I
in the
remember
year.
that.
Early in the year, though, so
Hmm.
they'll call these new rules early in the year, and then never call them again.
They'll just forget about it. They'll get out of the system and they'll just go back to calling the basic, shooting fouls.
But
They're
like
not
they
going to
don't
call that.
consistently do it,
Hmm. So
and
the
they
NBA
wonder
should
why their
still.
ratings are going down, why people are getting less and less interested.
I think another part is reducing the season from 82 games into somewhere in the 60s, maybe, because there's just too many games. The Stars aren't going to want to play every game
Yeah,
for obvious reasons.
that's
It's
another
82
thing with the
games.
league that they do need to figure out.
They play more They play much more frequently than college basketball. And
Yeah,
college basketball, it's a lot. I don't know if I've started watching it this winter, like more. I usually watch it on March. I started watching it in January and February, and it is very entertaining to watch tonight because the Stars play every night. That's
yeah,
one of the things to watch. I mean, I love like to watching Cooper Flag play on a random Tuesday night. LeBron's not going to play on a random Tuesday night.
no,
Cooper Flag will. The Bailey and Harper kid will. I mean, all the
yeah,
best players in college football, basketball play every night.
yeah. I've kind of this year kind of watched the college basketball a little more, but I mostly just watched during March.
Mm,
Disappointing March, but that's for another day.
talk about
But
it in the college basketball review in
you're
November.
not wrong. Like I watched, I think it was the Alabama and Auburn game, the second game. I was
That
at like a
was
party and I watched that game and I was
excellent.
like, "Oh shit, this is entertaining." Sorry for
Hmm.
cursing.
And it was that way because Janai Broom and Grant Nelson
Yeah,
and
all those guys
Mark Sears.
played.
They all came out to play. And it's a big rivalry game. It's the last game of the year. They come out to play, and they come out to put on a show for the fans. That was one of the games of the year, I think. That Sears buzzer beater was. I mean, I was watching that in the church parking lot. That was beautiful.
Yeah, but like back to the finals, it's like it's a weird finals. It's small market,
Yeah,
Thunder,
it was the last scenario for the NBA. If the NBA really
Indiana.
wanted to rig it, if the NBA really wanted to rig it, they would have had New York winning four. I mean, they could have
Yeah,
done that.
it's Indiana, Oklahoma City. Both, I will salute both fan bases real quick. I think you will know might have said something after I'm yapping for a minute. Um, both fan bases wear the shirts in the stadium.
Love that. Yeah.
I hate when they don't do that.
And they're very passionate too. Like there's kind of a stereotype on some like Midwestern basketball franchises that they don't really care. Same thing
You
with
know, I
like Arizona and Vegas teams. They don't really care. These teams
yeah
they showed up. Indiana fans showed up. That's also basketball, and Indiana's
yeah
like the basketball capital. I mean, they showed. It was like it felt like you were watching on like a big Northeast city. You're watching this
yeah.
game. If
But
they
like,
like you
because
could have
then you
felt like you were
see,
in Boston or Philly
but you know
with
what
both
else
these
helps
environments.
is like Pat McAfee helps getting an Indiana guy on TV. I love Pat McAfee.
I
Like
love them
him
too.
talking to Halliburton like that, talking, messing around, and also Caitlin Clark's at the games. You like seeing
They bring
her.
celebrities. Timothy Chalamet was at the game. He's a Knicks fan,
Yeah,
but I mean,
you got you got
big
you got one
big
of the
stars come out.
Jenners. You got one of the Jenners to Indiana. Salute to him
Yeah.
for that. But like, but also with OKC, you see the blue. It goes crazy. You hear MVP when Shea's at the line
You're hearing that for
50 times
Brunson
a
too,
game.
even though he didn't deserve it.
Okay. But like, I will salute because that's pisses me off. Even last year when we didn't wear the shirts, I didn't go to a playoff game for the Sixers last year. Neither I
That's
don't think
expensive. It's only the rich fans go. The rich fans aren't as passionate. Like the rich
I
fans.
just didn't go because I don't think that they only had one series, so it was like. But like
Hmm.
when we didn't wear the shirts, that pissed me off. When New York doesn't wear the shirts, that pisses me off. When I think Houston didn't wear them, which was weird, that pissed me off. Like you
Yeah.
see on Twitter, and Twitter's not the best place ever. But like you see these people being like, wear the shirt, and then this guy, I think in Minnesota, everyone wore it except for like this one dude courtside, and it really pissed me off. It's like wear the shirt. I get if you're not gonna wear the shirt, know what color the shirt is and wear that jersey.
Hmm.
Like
Or
that makes me mad.
gold for Pacers, where blue or white or whatever
'Cause, like
the
what
Thunder
makes
were
me
wearing.
love hockey playoffs is the atmosphere. Like you look at Winnipeg, and they are a smaller market in Canada.
Hmm.
Winnipeg has like 800,000 people in it. But when
Yeah.
it gets to the playoffs and they're good, they do the whiteout and it's really cool. Dallas mostly green, Edmonton's all orange. And then it makes it feel more.
It kind of felt like maybe even a college football atmosphere with like it's like a smaller area, but people all around there as they come in, they're really passionate too. You
Yeah,
know, it's cheaper seats, so like anybody can come to the game, and it's just they just get rowdy and they get fun, and it's a hard environment for away teams to play in, and this is what it's why we love basketball. I mean, the
that
that's
was
like this like in the bubble, it was quiet, there were no fans. Now, I mean, it's loud, it's passionate. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's
the
fun to
only
watch the fans
person
get
I
into it.
know in any sport that doesn't like the fans is Spencer Strider. So yeah, I mean, make a point. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to diss him. I don't like him, but just to wrap up, I mean, like this finals, you think's gonna be good, or you think it's not gonna go the
I
distance?
think okay, so here's my prediction game by game. So Pacers have won the first two games of every series, including away. I think they keep that up. I think they win both games in Oklahoma City. Everybody's going
No.
crazy. They're up 2-0, and I think the Thunder sweep the rest of the way.
Oh, you
So
think it's just like, oh shit, we gotta lock in, and then they just
yeah, I think it's something like that. I think they're getting too fat and happy in Oklahoma City right now. Pacers are gonna come in, they're gonna shock them the first night. I think
okay.
some clutch playing, Hallie's gonna look good, and then I think games 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Thunder all win, and then Shea Alexander becomes the greatest Thunder player ever.
Oh, that's something else I forgot to discuss.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think if Pacers win the series, Hallie is the greatest Pacer ever. Over Reggie never won a ring. Thunder, it's Shea because Durant, PG, Westbrook, they never won rings. I think if he win a ring, and he won an MVP too, so
That's
he's like
fair. I think if he gets if
you
he
can't take it away
averages
from
like
him.
30 in the finals and gets finals MVP, then maybe.
If he has
I
a bad
just love.
series and they have to rely on like Jalen Williams or Holmgren and they
Yeah,
win a Finals MVP, it might look different. But I
yeah.
think he's good enough to average 30 to 35. I think my prediction is he's going to average 35 in the series with
So
like
what? Your
16 or
Thunder, your Thunder and six.
Thunder and 6. And I think Shea is going to average like 35 with 16 free throws a game.
Yeah. Okay. That's I didn't expect you to say they're gonna sweep them in OKC for game one and two.
They did it in New York and they did it in Cleveland. It's probably harder to sweep two games in New York than in Oklahoma City.
That's fair. I might agree with you there. I have like pretty much the opposite. I have Thunder sweeping. I
Just in
just don't.
four.
Yeah, Thunder and
I,
four.
I think I don't I think Pacers are too good to not win one of those games,
I don't know.
especially
I
back
just think
home.
they're better. I think the Thunder, sorry, are just better.
Obviously, they're better. I just don't think they're gonna win one. I think it's
I
a
just
guarantee
don't
for them
see
to win
where they
one.
get the one.
They could get it back in here, game one or game two,
I
or
don't
back at
know,
home.
man. I think the Thunder are gonna come out blazing.
It might be like that Denver Miami series, and it's just like they have one good game, like one good game,
Yeah,
and then Oklahoma City falls back, and they could get that could be the case. There's also a case for the Pacers win it in five. They just go too fast. Oklahoma City can't react. Their defense is off. They're playing sluggish or something. And I mean, Tyrese Halliburton just torches them. He goes for 35 every game. That I could see that happening. I
yeah,
don't know about you. I could also see the Thunder in 4 or 5, like you're saying. But like
yeah,
it could go either. If we just see the first couple of games and Halliburton's playing like better than he did last series, I think it's a legitimate shot the Pacers have of winning the series in 5 games.
yeah. Yeah, I
It's
get that.
obvious. It's obviously not as high as the Thunder winning at all, but it could happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the Thunder, I just think matchup wise is better. I think
Of
they.
course, yeah.
I don't know. I think they're too united of a group to like come out flat. I think OKC is gonna be rocking. I think Hallie's kind of gonna, mm, and then Shea is just gonna average like 37. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna average on. I think he might average close to 40. He's gonna have like one of those like Jordan in the
yeah,
80s.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Marcus, for
All right,
coming
yeah, thank
on.
you. Thank
Yep.
you everybody watching at home.
All
All right, I'll see you.
right. See ya.
And I'll text you about another podcast episode too.
Yeah.
So thanks.
All right. That was Marcus Kapoor for the NBA Finals. Now let me just break down real quickly. 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes. Doing the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals, the best finals out there. Sadly, I don't have like an ad break, so you're just gonna have to listen. Thunder. No, I already did the Thunder and Pacers. Oilers, Panthers rematch. Same as 2024. Connor McDavid, Matthew Tkachuk, Stuart Skinner, Sergei Bobrovsky. I have a few points to make in this, and then I'll give you my prediction, then I'll outro. You might be also, you guys might be getting another episode today, 2 episodes maybe. We will see. I'm gonna definitely release something Philly soon. Maybe today, maybe whenever you're seeing this, maybe tomorrow, whenever I feel like it. Really. The first thing I want to go over is the Panthers, and they've been here 3 straight years. Panthers first year, 2023, after taking down Boston in the first round and then making the run, lost in I think it was 5 to the Vegas Golden Knights. Came back the next year, last year against the Oilers, won, and it was like, oh, they're a good team. Now again, they're back this year. Maybe they don't want to be just remembered for one cup. Nobody remembers a dynasty for one cup. Nobody remembers one cup as a dynasty. No, no one. So you have guys like Mac Chuck, Sergei Bobrovsky, Alex Barkov that all want to kind of attack and to kind of go out there and go. Another key thing in this finals is it's not in Florida for game one and two, and they don't have home ice advantage. Florida is going to have to travel to Edmonton for games one and two. Also healthy Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Leon Draisaitl was banged up coming into the Cup final last year. Connor McDavid got hurt in the Cup final, couldn't shoot. Leon Draisaitl had a rib injury and a wrist injury. That's major when you go the guy that sits on the bumper for the one timers, makes plays, and he's trying to be more of a playmaker. But even that, he wasn't 100% at doing so. That's huge. That's something that not a lot of people remember from last year. And yet, Connor McDavid still won the Conn Smythe. I think he'll do it again. And I think in most rematches you see like Cavs Warriors, like you know what I mean? Like another Cavs Warriors series, like oh my god, another series of that same guys. But this year, this time, it feels weird. It feels better. It feels like the best two teams are in the Stanley Cup final, and they are. Edmonton's going to be rocking for game one. Florida, I'm sure, is going to be rocking for game 3, 4, 5, whatever. 3, 4. And it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to go 6 or 7. I have Oilers in 6. I think they take game 1, lose game 2, win game 3, lose game 4, win game 5 and 6, and then they take the cup home back to Canada for the first time since '93. But one thing before I wrap it up here, 30-minute episode, is my favorite story of these playoffs has been Stewie Skinner. Okay, if you don't know who that is, that's Stuart Skinner, the goaltender. He's from Edmonton. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He's younger. He's like 27, I think. He's had very ups and very downs. He's been very good, very bad. Where there's a stretch there where he was very good, shutout, or he was horrible. Now he's kind of found that middle ground, and he's been very, very good. He's one of my favorite goalies to watch. I think he's one of my favorite goalies, period. I love the way he plays. He's kind of frantic. He kind of does whatever. He's a bigger guy, but he makes his saves, and, it's just a great story to see a guy who's been doubted, who's been underperforming, to go out there and do what he's done. He's been good for the Edmonton Oilers, and if they're going to win, they're going to need Stewie Skinner to step up. Another big thing about the Oilers, and this is more of an Oilers breakdown as anything, because I think they will win. I think they're the better team. I think they're the bigger story. Is they're going to have to, one, counter the forecheck like every other team that plays the Panthers. And two, I think Evan Bouchard has been freaking amazing for them. He's produced, I think he has a point per game. Great, great, great player, great defenseman. So, I mean, yeah, I have Oilers at 6. I think they win this series. I think Stu Skinner is going to be very, very good. I think McDavid wins another Conn Smythe. I think he lifts the trophy in Florida in game 6 or 7. I think 6. And yeah, I just don't see. I think McDavid's on a mission this year, dude. He's been very good. You saw what he did to Dallas. And one stat, the stat of the day. Wayne Gretzky, the greatest of all time, the great one, went to his first cup final against I think it was New York Islanders, and lost. The very next year, they rematched, and Wayne Gretzky won his first cup. Sidney Crosby, I don't like Sidney Crosby. His first cup final was against the Red Wings in '08, '08, lost. Then back in '09, rematch, he won. Rematch for Connor McDavid, one of the greatest players ever. I think if he gets a cup, he's top 3. It's a trend. It feels very like McDavid's going to get his this year, and he will. Oilers in 6. I think the Panthers are going to put up a good fight. If few things with the Panthers is their forecheck. You got to stop their, I think it's 2-1-1 or 2-1-2 forecheck or whatever. However they run it. Paul Murray's a great coach. I think Chris Dahlbach's also a great coach. Bobrovsky's going to probably stand on his head, but just enough for them to lose. Other things is like obviously the matchup between Sasha Barkov and Connor McDavid. Barkov did a very good job with McDavid in the first 3 games last year and game 7. So you're gonna have to see those guys step up. Ekholm's back. One big loss is Zach Hyman. He's not playing. He's hurt. He's out for the year. So that really does suck for them. But I think it's Oilers at 6. So yep. Thank you for watching. You might be getting another episode today or tomorrow or whenever I decide to drop it. I think I'm gonna go record that soon. about Philly, Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, Phillies. Just talk about that and then post that. This will go up as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Go Flyers, go Sixers, Oilers in 6.